The Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu granted clemency to 175 convicts and former convicts in a major pardon exercise earlier this month. Nigerians commended the pardon of Ken Saro-Wiwa and the Ogoni Nine and Mamman Vatsa, who were posthumously pardoned. The moral questions about Mariam Sanda, convicted of murder, however, continues to irk many. The constitutional authority for presidential pardons in Nigeria is in Section 175 of the 1999 Constitution. It allows the president, upon consulting the Council of State, to grant pardons, reprieves, or commutations to convicted persons. Known as the prerogative of mercy, the presidential pardon power carries a deep historical legacy tied to Nigeria's political context, prescription of justice tempered with mercy. It, however, perpetually struggles with balancing public trust, political calculations, and human rights considerations. Historically now, presidential pardons in Nigeria targets high-profile personalities. Former head of state General Yakubu Gowon pardoned Chief Obafemi Awolowo and Chief Anthony Enahoro. President Shehu Shagari pardoned Chief Emeka Ojukwu. President Goodluck Jonathan pardoned DSP Alami Eseya, convicted of corruption offenses. These acts were to foster national reconciliation, political healing, or humanitarian relief. Now, those hailing the 2025 presidential pardon argue that it's a thorough job by the Presidential Advisory Committee on the prerogative of mercy. It addressed historic injustices like the symbolic posthumous pardon of nationalist Herbert Macaulay, wrongfully imprisoned under colonial rule. That commutations of death sentences to life imprisonment offers second chances to some inmates, and that they also gave evidence of genuine reform through education. Now, the big but is that hardened criminals, drug traffickers, kidnappers, and murderers were included. Is there a constitutional provision for a review of the list? Because truly, it undermines the ongoing anti-crime efforts in Nigeria. Nigeria's Attorney General, the nation's custodian of justice, shares in the blame for this unpalatable development. I believe he failed in two ways. One, in not considering the implications of pardoning those convicted of human rights crimes. Secondly, he exposed his principle to ridicule. The nagging question for me is the high-profile pardons. What about everyday people in jail? This 2025 presidential pardon emboldens criminality and weakens law enforcement morale.
I think one of the core things in every working society is trust, right? And the trust has to come from the top. Once trust is well established, the people believe in anything, right? And I feel like over the years, every administration has not been able to deliver trust. Because if you tell me that you want to take 50% of my earnings for tax, as tax, I'm willing to pay if I know that there are structures in place that would hold people accountable that would misuse that fund. And I've seen evidence of that happening. That there are past governors, that at least a huge percentage of them have been jailed for corruption. I would pay because I know. But when we exist in a system where the people who are paying the price of bad governance are jailed for a long time and never have to come out, or they have to serve their time, but the people that executed the corruption are pardoned, it makes it hard for the citizen to trust. And trust beats down to every part of society, because when the leadership isn't trustworthy,
when there's a trust deficit,
it comes down to even how I do business with you.
That's right.
Because I know that even if something goes wrong, I can't rely on the system to save me.
Fix it.
And that's the reason why it affects even businesses. You find out that when you go into the entrepreneur space, I mean, she would know, everybody wants to be a CEO, everybody wants to run their own business, not because they cannot collaborate, but because I don't trust you. And something goes wrong with our business, I don't trust the law to help me out.
I don't know where to start from, but let me try and start. We have 40% of the people pardoned were convicted for drug-related offenses, 34% of them for illegal mining, 17% for financial impropriety, and 14% for violent capital offenses. What we reward, we encourage. Because if people know that I can kill someone, and at the end of the day, I'm going to get pardoned after 3 or 4 years, as far as I know someone who knows someone. What are we telling? What are we communicating to the young people? What are we communicating to the society? What happens to the people who persecuted them? What happens to the people who testified against them?
And the victims.
And the victims themselves, and the family members of the victims. Two particular people stood out for me on the presidential pardon list, Favour. Why? For the first time ever in the history of Nigeria, we were able to get a conviction for fraud at a high level of a political office holder.
Yeah.
And then you come and say, okay, let it go. I don't know. And then the Miriam Sanda. It's not about the pardon. It could have been a commission to
life imprisonment. Not absolutely go away. You're free.
This person tried to kill someone 5 times before she was successful.
Wow.
Yeah. It wasn't just like she tried to kill him 5 times before she
succeeding eventually.
Before she succeeded, and then she denied it, and then they tried to cover up the crime. So again, so many issues. I feel like when you're serving someone, you should try as much as possible to make them look good, because I'm sure this list was sent to the president based on based on recommendations. Yes. So it is what it is.
This sort of mercy without wisdom is what I think it is. And I think there needs to be some kind of transparency to how this list is being put together. And we need to know the people that are putting this list together, who are reviewing it. Because I feel that this act has emboldened crime already, this sort of act. Somebody is planning something and thinking, I just might be able to get away with it. Last maybe 1 or 2 years. So it has actually given a lot of people that liver, that guts to want to do it. So I think, and if my word is to be heard, I would say there should be a review.
That's what I'm asking for.
And there should also be transparency when we are doing that review. Because I don't know, maybe there's somewhere, I don't know who are those people that put that list together, that would totally allow something like that. Someone murdered another person and
tried 5 times, as Zuma said.
I want to understand something. Like, when it comes to this decision, what's the role of the National Assembly?
Oh no, it's just the president.
It's the president.
It's the president.
That's what's in the Constitution.
It's a presidential pardon. It starts as prerogative.
And there's no role of National Assembly to review that list, because the National Assembly represents the people.
The people.
These people that have offended, there has to be some kind of representation, right? Mm-hmm. Like some laws don't make sense to me. Like, it just doesn't.
In 1990, the cover page of Newsbreak magazine says, drug barons may determine the future of Nigeria.
Tough.
1990. This is 2025, 35 years ago. It's online, check, So that's why you now see that 40% drug, illegal minors, 34%, white-collar crimes or financial crimes, 17%. With all that list, there is no bandit list there. Go and check. Bandits, they are not there. The so-called terrorists, it's not there. They are not.
You want us to add bandits?
But are they even catching the bandits?
They have been giving them amnesty. That's what I'm telling you. They've been pardoning them.
They're not in jail.
They've been pardoning them. That list is not there. If that list is there, your anger will go to skyscraper. Do you understand? So the youth of today, our children that are singing school na scam, are they wrong now?
Okay, they are wrong.
They are wrong. Those are two different things.
Hold on. You are not getting it. I'm not making a case for them. I'm saying to you that now that crime is being promoted and encouraged, and they are not encouraging education.
Yeah.
What are we saying?
I get his point, though.
No, what are we preaching to them?
I get it now.
What are we preaching to them? What are we telling them? Listen, I can give you list of children, of teenagers with first class, 2-1 in different schools, begging me every day to get them jobs. What What are you talking about? We have kids in this country that have invented machines that have, oh my God. Do you know that about 10 years ago, some students of Uniben and Unilag, they did a car, took it to Mercedes-Benz race in Germany, and Germany was like, what? Where did you people come from? Where are they today?
I get what you mean. I mean, when there's a policy that mathematics is no longer needed for arts and humanities, you understand where we're headed to. A provision is bound to be abused where its purpose is not known or not valued, or even both.